Good Monday morning, everybody. At least I believe it's Monday morning. Pretty peaceful over here in the woods. I'm not sure what's going on down the road this morning. You'll probably hear some periodic noise coming from other than me. I guess the main purpose of today was to get over here and check the trail camera out that I haven't been over to in over a week. Things got kind of busy. Knock some of these spider webs down. They're on every tree. Yeah, I got a couple of things I want to talk about. A couple of things I'd like to show you guys. Thanks for coming along today. Appreciate that. I'm gonna mosey on over here. Nice quiet sit down place. You guys stick around. Enjoy some more spider webs with me. As you can probably see, there's not much wind blowing over here this morning. It's only in the mid-70s right now, but it's on its way to 95 or 96 today. So I wanted to get over this morning early and do a little walk and talk. Got a couple of things I'd like to show you guys. I received a package from one of my subscribers, Professor Doling, and I want to do a little unboxing. This is my first one. I'm not even good at it, so just hang in there with me. And I've got another piece that I made. I'll do a little more explanation about that here in just a few minutes. But right now I want to get to the unboxing. The old table here that I use for a backstop is the closest thing for a table, so I'm going to spread out there. I'm going to give me a drink of water first. I expect to go through the better part of a quart over here this morning. And I went to the mailbox the other day. Got the package from the professor. Thank you very much. Always appreciate any kind of stuff like this. And I assure you it will be used. First thing out of the box is going to be something that I have actually needed for a while. And he marked it for not water. I love it. Thank you. And you guys can't tell probably, but it's already primed for the next camp. This piece will definitely be used just about, I take that back. It'll be used every camping trip. Then a gadget that I have been needing, I'm not sure how he knew that I had been wanting one of these. It's a little card reader. You can do your micro SD and everything with it. This is going to help my download time considerable. And then again, he was thinking about me when it comes time to go fishing, because that's coming up. Weather being hot like it is, I don't know whether I'll catch any fish or not, but a good day on the water, you guys know how that goes. And I hope I can get a focus and everything on this. I got a RoboFish sticker for my kayak. Definitely got a special place for that. And he sent me some baits. I do not have very much stuff at all. I just never concentrated on fishing for long enough. But this is something I'll use for around here for sure. I see a lot of the bass fishermen using crankbaits like this. Definitely going to give that a try. Some of you fishermen out there will know more about that than I do for sure. Then he sent me 3 of the Yum, I believe. Yeah. I've never used anything like this. Kind of squishy. You can set it up single rig, double rig, I think. If you'd prefer to use 2 hooks. I think I'm just going to use 1. Hook it up weedless, of course. This will be great when the lake grass comes in to drag across the grass into the open spots where the big bass boats can't go, and us kayak guys just kind of slide up in there. And we got some fish attractor. I've used some of this kind of stuff before, more like just fish oil. I would imagine the technology's come quite a ways in the last few years. And one more little item in there, there's a small tube. I'm not exactly sure how the hooks come with the lures there too, guys. Best I can make out there, the package is kind of rubbed a bit. It says something about garlic, so I'm not sure. Great little box. Great little box. Everything here is definitely appreciated and will be used here in the next couple of weeks. Got my fishing license straightened out. Got my year camping permit for down at LBL together. And I'm going to try to use both. Don't know whether I'll be doing a whole lot of camping, but I definitely want to get out on the water this year. It's great exercise and generally always a good time. Thanks, Professor. This next piece takes just a minute or two of prep. Ooh, a little breeze. Cool. I think it was 2 videos ago, maybe 3. Can't remember right now. Anyway, when we all went to the lake with the kayaks down at the 220 adventure. Richie Rich had just bought his kayaks, and both of them were still in the bag. And I asked them to save me the bags if they would. And I'd like to show you guys what I cobbled together. I don't know. You may not like it. I don't know that I'll find a whole lot of use for it, but I've got one particular use in mind. For another piece of gear that I got at the house, I think it'll work out pretty good. Let's take a look at it after another drink of water. Well, there it is, folks. A kayak bag, packing bag. It had a few scars and scrapes, but I got some clear tape. Brought some with me today. Let me get the camera off of the tripod and I'll give you a quick look at it up close. I think it come out pretty good. This is the first time I've seen it up, so. It measures roughly 9'8" by 8'9", tip to tip. I don't know what that makes the diagonal on it. I just give myself a quick tie up to the trees. And I can see some of my duct tape needs repressing. That's okay, I just gotta whip this together. Doubled up around the grommets. Got them every 2 feet, all the way around it. That cross piece out there in the middle, that represents center. I'm gonna put some kind of little, obviously not a grommet to make a nice hole in it, but some kind of little tie-out pieces across here somehow or other. Summertime, I'm not sure how much shade this thing's going to offer. Wintertime, it might focus the sun down a little bit. It weighs 2 pounds even. And I'm saying 1.5 pounds of that's duct tape. That bag didn't hardly weigh anything. I don't know what the mill is on it. Pretty thick, you know. Pretty close to a 10 mil wrapping bag of some sort. I just thought it'd kind of be neat to have a clear tarp. Can't really, maybe not see the stars, especially not this time of year with all the leafage we got going on around here. No stargazing from the woods. And we'll have to get over there and open up the hobo shack. I don't know. the little two-man tent that I have that's really a one-man tent. I'm going to use this instead of the rainfly. The tent's a nice little bug tent, but the rainfly that's with it, too close to the ground for summertime, you know. Might be tempted to add another grommet or two. We'll see when I get them straps set up, see how that comes out. Then it'll make it way more ground configurable. Time will tell. Over the last few months, I've learned not to be disappointed with the trail cam. 24 pictures, all but 6 of them were actually me here in the camp, so that doesn't count. The others, there was a little coon playing around out here, and I got 2 pictures of a possum, and that was it. Just wasn't much movement over here in the last week. While I'm on the electronic thing, I had some couple of videos where I've had battery issues. Shouldn't have that problem anymore. Right now I'm shooting off of the G4 camera on the cell phone, and this is the old busted up screen LG kayak. And for those two, I shouldn't have a battery issue anymore. Black web, 10,000 amp hour. So far, what little bit of testing I have done with it, the G4, I can charge it 3 times from less than 50% and once from 18% back to a full charge. And the LG from about 40% to a full charge, and this was only at 45%. I think it done pretty good. I shouldn't have battery issues out in the woods anymore, I hope. Not unless I'm shooting with my old camera, which I will be doing from time to time because it just has such a good picture and good sound quality to it. It's the one my brother Scott gave to me. I always keep it as backup. Not only that, I use it for a reader for the trail cam. An old Sanyo Excite. Very good camera. I need another battery for this one. I'd use it more often. With an 8 gig card, I can record for like 5 hours, but I've only got an hour and a half worth of battery. That doesn't do much good, does it? I guess kind of show and tell today. Not much else. Not what you think. Fresh brewed green tea. I can get the lid off. I think I like these because some of you folks out there that have got enough time on you, you'll remember the old spun aluminum glasses from the 60s. Seemed like they just kept things colder and it would all hurt your teeth when you took a drink out of it. Lost my lighter. Been looking around at the tarp, you know. You guys can see how much light it's passing. If you were in direct sunlight today, you'd be hot under here. And I'm thinking maybe hunkered down to the ground a little bit more this winter. In the right situation, you might get a little greenhouse effect out of it. You might create a pretty good little warm spot for yourself if it were sunny enough. All this greenery goes away, we'll get way more sun over here. I don't know which way I like it best. Sometimes I kind of like it with no leaves at all. Got the old kayak ready. Got some new line on my fishing poles, except for my fly rod. I'm going to leave that on there. That was new last year. Didn't use it that much, and it's been in the shade and cool, so that should be okay. Don't know where I'm going either. It's one of those I'm kind of just going to strap the kayak to the top of the car and take off down to the lake and see what happens. May wind up just paddling around, but it's nice to know I got the fishing license in hands if I want to wet a line while I'm out there. I do like to do that. Ain't really got much to do over here today. Just hang out. Wanted to show you guys this. It's heavy duty, you know, for the size. 2 pounds is kind of heavy. A lot of it, like I said, is duct tape. I did go inside and out, and it's at least 4 layers deep everywhere there's a grommet. It seemed to have worked out on the teepee over there, so thought I'd try it again on this. I think I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the greenery for a little while. Thought I'd give it the old diamond shape. Looks like enough room to get in there and get out of the weather. It's not too asymmetrical. I didn't pin that back out tight enough, but I do believe that tie out there in the middle would be good. Well, quite a few different possibilities. So far I hadn't seen any holes. It was the scuff marks. That part right there. I've got some tape on the back side of it. Wasn't completely ripped through, but it was ruffled up. Let me open this front up here. See what we got. This thing's close enough to being square. The diamond comes out pretty good looking, actually. Plenty of room with them pegged down to the ground, I think. And if I kind of use one of my 12-foot pieces of cord that came with my free soldier tarp, I strung it across there, and it's a little over 13 feet, give or take. Just call it 13 feet on the diagonal. And I think I'm going to reinforce it that way too. It looks like it might be kind of handy. What do you guys think? Go ahead and put another one of these across this way and then pull a diagonal to it. That'll give me all the options, and the duct tape does act as quite a strain relief on there. If I've done the grommets halfway, they'll stay in for a while, I hope. Ones on the teepee, like I said, they've hung out real well being out here in the weather. And a few little wind gusts have come through the woods. I can tell by the way things are moving around out here. Not too bad overall for a kayak packing bag, huh? Since I've already let the cat out of the bag, I had planned to use that in here as a raised bed. I just brought that piece. I'm not sure why. It's a little long. I haven't measured it, but I'm guessing in the neighborhood of about 9 feet. It'll make a good raised bed, and then some. Can't cut it. Still got to be used as a deer stand at some point in time. Alright, before I go any further, I want to say something to Torin, Survival Metal Man. I'm not copycatting you, brother. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And since I had to pull the ridge line out from under it anyway, I thought this would be a good time to stake it out. This is with 4 stakes. And I'm tied off to the tree over there. Here again, if you was going to do this much, I'd put another piece of tape or 2 in there just to give it some more rigidity. I don't know, maybe not. But this is kind of the configuration you can see the asymmetrical cut it comes out in. Peg it out, one up from either side, about 2 feet. And then pull the edges in. Makes a pretty good sized shelter. I set my stool there just for reference size. And with it in relationship to the fire pit right there, I think that would work here. And anywhere, you know, just set yourself up right. I got one more little thing that I figured out about this one. I'm going to show you guys here. Let me set the camera down. Gave you a little bit different perspective with the camera there. Take this one out. Catch your next one. And if you got your ridge line set right up to your tree, should be able to stake out like that. Of course, I didn't get in there and straighten it out, but it gives you just a little bit more floor. I'm going to guess right at, 8 feet. 8 feet of depth there, undercover. Many variations, guys, This is one other thing I always say. Get you a tarp, get out there and give it a shot, You don't know till you try what you can come up with. Look at that mess of a teepee I got over there. For everybody here in the South, one more sign of summer for sure. A lot of you guys will know what this critter is. Some of you may not. Boy, they can make for a miserable evening. And right after the sun up, they usually start, seems like to me. They'll ruin a perfectly beautiful, quiet afternoon. Lovely cicadas. Got everything packed away. The tarp, remember, 2 pounds even. Not all that heavy, really, Provides a lot of cover. Pretty sturdy. I don't know how long it'll last, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't have much against UV. I'm counting more on a wintertime use thing. Just see how it goes. One thing that I did want to say before I cut this thing off. Not too long ago, I purchased these made in Sweden. Light my fire. Seems to have malfunctioned on me. 3 camps in. I don't know what to say about that. I'm going to use the other one till it breaks. Maybe that's why they come in packs of 2. Not sure. Not bad-mouthing the product too bad, but if you guys have watched me for a little while, you know I'm not rough on equipment. I'd like to have been able to use that one a little bit longer. Oh well, enough about that. Hope you guys like the tarp configurations there. That was kind of fun to move it around a little bit. Temperature, however, here in the last hour has probably come up 6 to 8 degrees. Pushing 90 degrees here, I'd say. I think I'm going to leave the trail camera here for right now. Kind of got to cut short today a little bit. Maybe going on 1 o'clock. I've enjoyed sitting out here. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. Let the teepee and the hobo shack air out a little bit. I keep hearing something back off down there. I don't know whether it's an old groundhog coming out rustling around today, or I've got a little deer laying down there taking a nap. Anyway, folks, here before long, we're going to have some kayak fishing coming up. Maybe a camp out down between the lakes, not sure. Playing the weather, probably about like everybody else is this time of year. Just got to go when you can, when you know you're not going to sit out here and bake. Very pleasurable morning into the afternoon. Thanks for joining me, guys. Till next time, just waiting for the next big adventure. Thanks again, Professor.